Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a strategic playbook for foreign exporters looking to enter one of the absolute most dynamic, rapidly booming markets in South Asia, Bangladesh. If you've been searching for a real, no-nonsense guide on how to get buyers in Bangladesh and navigate this emerging economy, you are in exactly the right place. So, let's kick things off with the big question every ambitious global entrepreneur should be asking right now. How do you actually capture a market of 170 million people? Well, you already know entering a new country successfully takes way more than just showing up with a great product. It's about identifying the reliable buyers, really grasping the local business culture, and locking in those long-term commercial relationships. And when we talk about magnitude, we're talking about over 170 million people. Bangladesh isn't just growing. It's a massive, resource-hungry emerging economy. Over the past decade, they've maintained consistently strong economic growth. We're talking rapid industrialization, expanding infrastructure, and this rapidly rising consumer purchasing power that makes it a literal gold mine for international trade. All of that rapid industrialization, it translates directly into billions of dollars worth of annual imports. Because of this massive growth, Bangladesh has a booming demand across major heavy-hitting sectors. Whether it's industrial machinery to fuel their manufacturing, chemicals, advanced medical equipment, food ingredients, or renewable energy tech, the demand is incredibly strong. Who are the buyers? Deciphering the ecosystem. Look, to capture this opportunity, you absolutely need to understand exactly who you are selling to. It's crucial to see the sharp contrast between distributors and institutional buyers. Distributors are the ones on the ground pushing your product to the wider market. They maintain inventories, support regional dealers, and they're essential for providing after-sales services. Institutional buyers, though, they operate completely differently. These are your government agencies, hospitals, or large NGOs procuring directly for specific projects. They are the end users. They do not resell. Knowing which of these two you're targeting completely changes your entire market entry strategy. And that builds out into a much wider buyer ecosystem. Beyond just distributors, your target could be specialized importers who purchase directly from overseas to supply local markets. Then you've got dealers, who are critical for nationwide distribution, especially for consumer goods. You can also sell directly to industrial manufacturers who are constantly sourcing raw materials, spare parts, and automation systems. And definitely don't overlook corporate procurement teams. Large business groups in Bangladesh maintain centralized departments dedicated entirely to sourcing imported equipment. Moving on to the action plan, strategies to find buyers. So, how do you actually find and secure these genuine commercial buyers? It's a highly logical step-by-step process. First, analyze import statistics. That data is a goldmine for identifying who's currently active, the market leaders, and the precise import volumes. Second, build a highly qualified buyer list. Please, whatever you do, don't just collect random contacts and blast out spam emails. Curate a specific list that genuinely matches your product. And third, conduct your commercial due diligence.
Actually, let's pause on that last point, because due diligence is literally non-negotiable. A major mistake foreign exporters make is signing agreements based solely on a buyer's initial enthusiasm. You must verify their company registration, check those import licenses, evaluate their financial standing, and make sure they actually have the warehousing facilities they claim to have. Doing this protects your brand from partnering with the wrong entity and minimizes your commercial risk.
Next up, outreach tactics, connecting with genuine buyers. Once you know who your buyers are, you've got to get in front of them effectively. To reach these decision makers efficiently, you really need a dual approach. On the digital side, you want a professional website, targeted SEO, and highly active LinkedIn marketing, which, by the way, is heavily used by decision makers and procurement managers in Bangladesh. On the physical side, trade shows are great, but single company exhibitions, those are a real game changer. Instead of getting lost in a noisy, crowded trade fair, hosting a dedicated product presentation gives you total brand control, exclusive buyer attention, and the absolute perfect environment for technical demonstrations. Or, if you want to skip the guesswork entirely, you should definitely look into buyer-seller matchmaking. This is a professional facilitation service that basically guarantees you're sitting down directly with pre-qualified serious buyers. It drives much higher conversion rates, gives you immediate, reliable market feedback, and lets you enter the market much faster than just waiting around for random digital inquiries. Which brings us to winning with local partnerships, bridging the gap. Navigating all of these entry strategies, regulations, and matchmaking as a foreigner is, frankly, pretty tough. That is exactly why having a strategic local partner is the ultimate cheat code. Mustafizer Rahman, the founder of Canbas Inc. Canada, hit the nail on the head here. He praised his work with Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TNIB, noting that their strategic insight, market understanding, and hands-on support significantly contributed to strengthening their engagement. Partnering with a deeply experienced local consultancy just bridges those cultural and logistical gaps instantly. Local partners like TNIB offer a complete 360-degree ecosystem for foreign exporters. We're talking solutions that range from core business consultancy, like market entry strategy and dealer recruitment, all the way to IT services for your local web presence, digital marketing to boost visibility, and vital specialized professional services, like conducting that commercial due diligence we talked about earlier. The real reason this comprehensive support works so well is the sheer power of local representation. Bangladeshi buyers heavily prefer dealing with suppliers who have a local footprint. Why? Because it guarantees faster, real-time communication. It provides local language and cultural support, so absolutely nothing gets lost in translation. It means on-the-ground technical assistance is always available. Ultimately, it ensures your buyers feel supported locally, which builds an incredible amount of trust. Almost done. Let's cover avoiding costly exporter mistakes. What not to do. Before we wrap up, we have to talk about the common pitfalls that will absolutely sink a foreign exporter's market entry. A lot of international companies fail because they make these exact mistakes. They skip comprehensive market research, just assuming what works at home will work in Bangladesh. They choose distributors based purely on enthusiasm instead of actual due diligence. They ignore the local business culture, and they provide weak after-sales support. But the absolute biggest trap of all, competing solely on price. The most successful exporters out there do not race to the bottom. They compete on value, not just price. Bangladeshi buyers are sophisticated. They highly evaluate the overall quality of your product, the reliability of your brand, the strength of your warranty, and very importantly, the availability of spare parts and technical support. If you can prove your reliability and guarantee local support, you will absolutely win business over someone just offering the lowest sticker price. Finally, resolution: expanding beyond the first buyer. Look, finding your first buyer is a massive milestone, but it's really just the beginning. The actual work of sustainable growth begins right after that. To build long-term stability, you must gradually diversify your network. First, heavily support your initial distributor with technical training and constant communication. Once that's established, start recruiting specialized regional dealers to expand your footprint. Finally, go after those direct institutional buyers and project contractors. By following this path, you ensure your business never relies on just a single customer. The opportunity in Bangladesh is enormous. The economy is expanding. Demand for imported goods across every major sector is surging, and the strategic playbook to enter this market is laid out clearly for you. With the right prep, strict due diligence, and the support of an experienced local partner like TNI, you can build a highly profitable, sustainable presence in one of Asia's most dynamic markets. So I leave you with this. Your buyers are already waiting in Bangladesh. The only question is, are you ready to make the first move?